This is a statistical analysis that was based or is based on the information downloaded from the college's scorecard website. So this has to do with the earnings by field of study that we have been explaining over and looking at over the last couple of videos. And this is exactly the same information. So we are going to review the close to 20,000 records for the fields of studies that are offered by thousands of institutions in the US. And these are the fields that were described and probably you have downloaded as part of another video in an Excel file. And we're going to concentrate mainly on this particular variable that is the earnings, the average earnings times 10. So we have the 10 years of earnings minus the 4-year average tuition. And the first thing that this is going to show, and by the way, this HTML file is going to be available for download next to this video, but you're going to see in this list just the ones that are the most popular programs. So business administration is the most popular with more than 1,000 institutions offering it, but you'll be able to find the list in the HTML file. And if we keep scrolling down, what I would like to focus now is on the top 10 degrees by earnings. And this is what this code is going to show. All of this is written in the R statistics language. So if you really like statistics, subscribe to this channel and there are going to be more studies like this, and you can certainly copy and paste the code and use it for your own. But these are the top 10 degrees by earnings. A lot of engineering degrees. Computer engineering is one of them. It seems like the only one that is not sciences or engineering is registered nursing. And what this means, for example, for the top one is $591,000 is the amount of money that these students will be ahead if they were to study computer engineering in any of the institutions in the US. Close to $600,000 after 10 years, they will be ahead. And I mean, these are not that far away, as you can see. And the bottom 10, these are the ones. I don't think that there is too many surprises in here. But when you take a look at the average, and this is average by field of study, I don't think that is a weighted average. Probably the weighted average is a little bit lower than this, but it's about $312,000, the average earnings across all of the fields of studies. It pays off to choose the right program to join, because as you can see, the one with the highest average potential is almost double this particular average, and the program with the lowest earning power is probably a little bit more than 1/3 of this average. So take that into consideration. These are histograms that I'm not, you can review these on your own. They just offer information about how flat the distribution is or how clustered it is. I'm not going to look into that much. Just for example, computer science, even though it is really, you can see that the average is right here around $600,000. There are some outliers to the right, so it pays off to look into those, and we'll be doing that later on in this video. Now let's keep scrolling down. I did the same thing for the bottom 10, and some of them are clustered in the middle. Some of them shows a lot of flatness or some kind of a uniform distribution. For example, music, it seems like there is a big difference between the top and the lowest ranked institutions in terms of earnings anyway. And if we keep scrolling down, let's see, the other thing that I wanted to show you is the ones, the variance. So these are the standard deviation of the earnings for these 10 programs. These are the ones with the highest standard deviations. So what it means is, in terms of statistics, computer science, as you saw, it was around $600,000. So what you're going to see, one standard deviation to the left, you would start around $430,000. And one standard deviation to the right would be $760,000. So this is a big difference, as you can tell now from these variances, and these are the ones that have the highest standard deviation. And I did histograms for this just to take a look at the standard deviations, how there are outliers. And what I have been playing with lately is this new library Plotly that allows you to create charts in JavaScript. So I decided to create a box plot for this data, for the ones with the problems with the highest variance. And very quickly, I'm going to tell you how it reads a box plot if you haven't seen it in the past. On the left, you're going to have just the amount of money or the earning. This is $500,000. This is $1 million. How you read the box plots is the dots are the outliers, and on the bottom, anything underneath this parallel line is anything below the 5 percentile, 5 percentile. Yes, this is 5%. From here to here is from 5 to the 25 percentile. And here is the average, then the 75 percentile, and then the 90 fifth percentile, and then you have the outliers up here. But what is cool about this graph is that you can, well, look in the bottom, for example, what are the different types of programs that we're having here. But you can take a look here at the outliers. For example, for computer science, Brown University is ahead of even Stanford University. I didn't know that. For economics, you have these universities at the top as they are being outliers, and you can see how far they are from the average. So it pays off. If you can get into those universities, probably you should, because this already includes the tuition. And here in mathematics, look at this outlier all by itself, MIT. So, of course, if you can get into those prestigious universities, it's going to pay off in the long run, but for specific degrees. This is going to be downloaded, so play with it, and hopefully this is useful. There's going to be another more advanced statistics study that is going to be in the next video. Thank you.